and welcome to Next Level, our brand new show where we talk about all things gaming. And we'll be putting our studio guests through the ultimate gaming test, the Next Level Challenge. So let's meet them. We have Bayliun, a variety streamer who predominantly plays RPGs, has been streaming for 3 years and is mainly known for highly modded Skyrim playthroughs. And we have kayPOWXD, a high-energy streamer who's been streaming for 2 years. She's also an artist, and yes, she is a real-life Khajiit. Hi guys, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Great
to be here.
So we've done a little introduction there, but obviously we want to know a little bit more about you. You've both been streaming for a little bit of time now.
Yep.
So how did you get into it, first of all?
A little bit caught up in the idea of coming home every night after work and just relaxing, which is obviously ridiculous. Apparently, you shouldn't do that. And I was just kind of felt like not I was wasting my time, but there was definitely a games hole-shaped void in my life that I wanted to fill. So I started streaming, and it just felt like I was being a lot more productive. And then there's obviously a whole bunch of lovely community people out there, but I think it was just the ultimate realization of how much effort you can put into something that you actually sort of own and can create yourself. And then I just didn't stop, and then I was like, screw everything else, I'm just going to do this now.
Love it. kayPOW, let's find out then a little bit. How did you get into streaming then? How did that all come about?
Well, I was really fed up with my job. It was working with car parts, and one day I didn't work Fridays, so one day I was on my Xbox and I thought, oh, I'm just going to click this live stream thing and see what happens. A couple of people came in the chat, and I didn't know them, and it was really exciting. So then I started streaming League, and now I'm doing what I'm doing now. It just kind of went really quick, and I still don't know how it happened.
Still a bit.
It's pretty amazing and pretty surreal, isn't it? We were chatting a little bit earlier about how it's a relatively new kind of thing that you can do for a job, isn't it? So it must be a conversation starter when you go out and about. What do you do? What? That's a job.
You keep a knocking but you can't come in. Keep a knocking but you can't come in. Keep a knocking but you can't come in.
I've been quite lucky. My family have been super supportive, and they're trying to get their head around it. My dad made a Twitch account. He comes and talks in my chat.
That's amazing.
My nan kind of tries to get it, but...
And what about you then? It's generally positive.
My mother also has a Twitch account. She comes in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is she a mod?
She's not a mod. Well, people at her and say like, oh, hi, Base Mum, but she doesn't really know that they're talking to her, so she just... and then that's her way of showing me to all of her family friends, you know, look at my boy. So yeah, but
that's
I mean,
so sweet.
I think dad's just like whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still like, as long as I'm afloat somehow, I don't think he minds. But there we go. So
amazing. Tell us about the games then that you mainly stream. Then what kind of games are you playing on Twitch?
I mean, I started streaming with Skyrim, which I guess I kind of predominantly play now. It's more of like a 50% thing. I try to keep some variety mixed up and stuff in there as well. But it's a game that's been out for a while, but it's a niche game in certain regards, but I think there's not really many games that offer a first-person sandbox world such as Skyrim, where there's so much replayability factor, different races, different ways of...
Change the game.
Yeah, change the game. Yeah, there's so many different ways of going through different sections of it, and obviously modding it is a big thing that you can do, and most people spend more time modding it than they do playing it these days, but certainly I try to balance that out. Well, yeah, I got a stream as well. So, but yeah, so I play a lot of Skyrim. That's what I started with, and yeah, I've definitely got a lovely community based around that, and a Discord just for the people who love it and help each other, like fix it and mod it and stuff like that as well. But then, yeah, try and play other games as well. So that's good.
Some kayPOWXD.
Yeah.
Do we use the XD?
No, you can just say kayPOW.
What about you then? What kind of games are you playing on there, and what gets the best response, would you say, from your community?
I think my main game is probably Elder Scrolls Online. I do dabble in a lot of other Bethesda games, like I'm planning on playing Rage 2, but I also want to do other things like Borderlands 3 is coming out. I really want to give that a go, but predominantly Bethesda games.
So it's fair to say that you both love Bethesda titles. We have got 2 imminent releases on the way, which we will be talking about in just a minute. There's excitement here already. But first, let's give you a little bit of background on Bethesda, who started life in 1986 as a video games developer, self-publishing its titles. In 2001, they spun off their own in-house development team into Bethesda Game Studios, and Bethesda Softworks became a publisher. They've gone on to earn a reputation as one of the industry's most respected and accomplished games development studios, known around the world for, amongst other things, their groundbreaking work on the Elder Scrolls and Fallout series, for which they have won numerous awards. Although they've been a major player in the industry for quite some time, 2019 looks to be a very big year for them, with new titles including Rage 2 released on 14th of May, and of course the new Elder Scrolls chapter Elsweyr available for pre-order from May the 20th. There's a lot of excitement here from these guys. Tell us more then. Let's start with Rage 2. What are you most looking forward to? What's caught your eye? Have you played
Ground
it?
slamming things into the ground.
Yeah, as you do.
Just the abilities are super crazy and fun. I've actually been really lucky. I got to go to Bethesda HQ, as did Bayliun, and we got to play some. And he got put next to me, and I was screaming the whole time because I was having such a blast. It's just constant chaos, and all the characters are so funny, and just explosions and madness and chaos. And
so we're in for a treat.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Bayliun, what was your take on
I
it?
think it's a really good sort of new addition to this sort of open world first-person sort of thing that we've got going on here. It's much. It was. If you know anything about the studio that developed it, was Avalanche, who made the Mad Max game, the Warner Brothers third person, which was very sandy, very deserty, and it carries over that vibe. So the environments are like super nice
and huge.
The deserts look great, which is good from that. And it's also in part with id, who are the guys that make Doom. So the first-person sort of controller is really smooth. It plays really nicely. It's very fluid, and that's what you want because it's all about combining your slides into your explosions with your powers and just chucking stuff everywhere. So it's really just like a nice melding of really fluid gameplay and really nice level design and stuff like that as well. So.
Amazing. I've watched the trailer. It looks enormous fun. What's this about a Danny Dyer voice pack?
Oh,
Please
the
tell
Diamond
me.
Geezer.
It's so random.
Diamond Geezer.
More games need
yes.
Danny Dyer, I think.
That yes, Danny Dyer, more please. If you put a code into the game, you can get a Danny Dyer voice pack. So he will swear a lot and just be a Diamond Geezer in general. It's pretty cool.
Get your nut down, son. I live for this mode. Need a light, son? Walk it off. You insured? Just checking. Look at them barnets. That's got to hurt your hand. Ton up. Hell, did you see that? Mate, sort it out. Absolutely shattered. Dodge that, you muppet. Do love a bit of chaos, me. Well, now I've seen everything.
Amazing.
It's a good PR move. I like it.
I like it a lot.
You guys also went to the press event for the new Elder Scrolls chapter Elsweyr. Excited faces again. Before we talk about it, let's take a look at you in action.
We're going to go on a little tour of what we're showing people. This is the bar. Nice tapestry here. This is the thing that causes all the chaos. Don't ever put it together. This is our posh lounge. It's where everybody gets to chill out for a little while, watch some TV, and learn a little bit more about what Elsweyr is. It's where everybody gets a chance to experience Elsweyr for the first time. It's a really cool space. It's very Elsweyr themed, very Khajiit themed.
The initial reaction of people playing Elsweyr is definitely dragons are cool, Khajiit are really cool, and wow, the zone looks amazing. Also, necromancers are cool.
They brought necromancers and dragons in at the same time. I'm done. Don't skip the content, because if you try and power level, when you get to the really hard stuff, you're not going to know what to do. Always follow the tutorial, stick with the story for a bit, don't skip the content.
I don't want to be too loud about it, but it was amazing. When you start the game, you are situated in one corner of Elsweyr, and this actually keeps you tracked on the story. You're not going to be picking up a lot of smaller quests on the way, and you really just get into the story right from the beginning, and that's what I love about it. And the first sight of the dragon, my heart raced a little bit, I must say.
Everyone wants to help you. Once you start up on the game, they go, do you want me to make you some gear? Do you want me to make this? I've actually made my own guild since other guilds have helped me. It is all about being a family, and it is an amazing family to be a part of, and I've been in it a long time, so I love it.
I'm so excited. I could not hold my excitement for this event. So just like everything, the whole of the landscape of Elsweyr is beautiful. We've seen some different Khajiit forms as well today. I saw a couple of them, which is exciting. But Necromancer, of course, I think is what I'm really looking forward to. And just the community is so warm and welcoming. I'm very friendly to new players as well. So if you're new to Elder Scrolls Online, just come to the Twitch category.
So how was it for you guys? It looks pretty awesome.
Oh, it was really awesome. It was my first like proper press event, and they had the Elder Scrolls cookbook, so all the food from the game you can make in real life.
Oh wow!
And they had that food going around.
Brilliant.
There was just so much going on, and there was a real dragon there. The room went smoky, and there was red lights, and a dragon was like, "Rawr!" And I was like, ah! So that was crazy. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play much of the game because I was so distracted by dragons and Matt and everything going on. So, but Bayliun actually got to play the game a lot more than me. I just looked at a pet and went, oh, it's a cute dragon, and then rezzed this healing zombie and was like, go heal my friends. But you got to. Necromancers are amazing.
That's basically
Necromancer
it, yeah.
healer is a thing.
It is a thing. When we introduced you as a high energy streamer, we were not exaggerating, were we? There is a lot of energy in this room right
It
now.
has no off switch.
I love it.
It's sort of shame in that sentence as well.
You're enthusiastic about the game. We love it. Well, how was it for you though, Bayliun? You got to play it a little bit more.
Yeah,
How
I
was
did, and
it?
it's good. But the presentation that we were given initially just explained a lot about the lore, how the civil unrest that was in the land of Elsweyr, which you get to travel to, which is one of the final sections that's not uncovered in the global map.
Okay.
And if you know anything about it, it's the home of the Khajiit, which are sort of the cat-like people, if you've ever seen them. And you get to see a lot of their architecture, history, because they're kind of a roaming people that have traveled all over the land. So you spot them in the different franchises, the different games, but you never see their home and their settlements, what their buildings look like, their decorations, their like interiors and stuff. So not only do you get to experience that and see that sort of side of the culture and how much history are, because they're one of the oldest races in the world, but we don't know anything
Well,
about
listen
them.
the old.
Yeah.
They are old. They're super old.
You are sitting next
Cats
to
have
a
9
real
lives.
lion.
What are you talking about? Yeah, that's true.
How
that's
very
right.
dare you.
We get to travel to this new place and this new world, and graphically, I mean, there are a lot of MMOs out there. I think Elder Scrolls Online is probably one of the most gorgeous ones to look at, especially with the variety and the environments in the world. This goes to a whole sort of sweeping open desert plain with rocks, and you feel like you're in the Lion King, and there's also sort of jungles and stuff, which is a new sort of environment, to explore. And yeah, like you mentioned, there's the new class that gets introduced as well. But it's kind of an interesting storyline as well, because they're sort of part releasing sections of it to keep this arcing narrative going throughout the whole year, which they're naming the Season of the Dragon.
Oh yes.
Which is quite badass. So the story kind of has a big impact. Essentially, there's been like dragon attacks in Elsweyr. You're called over to try and find out what's going on. And when you get there, on your way there, you're attacked by a dragon. You wake up and it's like, everybody died apart from you, classic Elder Scrolls. And there's like necromancers using the dragons as well. And there's a link between them, and you have to go and sort of find out what's going on and why.
And you can pre-order that now, that's right, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, you can pre-order it right now, and if you do, and you're on PC, you get early access on the 20th of May, and every console gets a magical, glowy blue horse that you can mount up and ride, and it's very cool. But access for everybody is on the 4th of June,
So, ultimate question then, are fans going to love it?
Yeah, I think they will. Anyone that's stuck around for I mean, Elder Scrolls Online, as most MMOs did, I want to say it like it is. It had a bit of a rocky launch, but I think every single MMO post the release of, even it wasn't a rocky launch World of Warcraft, but they had a lot more in their stride.
Yeah.
Guild Wars 2, Star Wars, the Old Republic. There was a lot of rocky launches, and Elder Scrolls Online
improved a lot.
took a while to find its feet or get its audience, I think. And now it's a really, really popular MMO. It's still growing. They're still making content for it. They've had this multiple release expansion that's coming out this year. And like you said, it's a big year for just Bethesda in general, because they're pushing out so much content, and this is one of the big parts of it. So I think it's never too late to get into it as well. People always ask that question.
I've been in
It's never
beta,
too late.
and
It's
I
never
keep
too late.
No,
okay?
do it now.
And I think, just to say it, on Twitch there are so many great streamers that have communities that play it. So obviously us too, but then there's people like Dawn Whisper, Nebulo,
Ophelia,
Ophelia Noir,
Classy Katie,
great Classy Katie, great
great.
communities built around streamers as well.
And we saw some of those in the video. Another thing that we saw in the video, and we have to talk about this, is we had Mike the Liar, who was actually you, kayPOWXD.
It was.
Tell us
If
about
you
that
didn't
costume.
know who it was walking around, that was me the whole time. It was really crazy because I'd never done cosplay before. It was my first time working with fur, fabric, everything. and everyone was going, oh, this is amazing. So that was really, really nice to know that I did a good job, because I spent I panic made it in 3 months, but I put a lot of hours into that.
It was your first attempt as well?
Yeah, his jaw moves as well. You see it a little bit in the video, but if I open my mouth, I remember I was standing in the front where everyone walked in, and there was people taking photos of me, and I suddenly went, ah! It made them jump.
Bless you. It looked like an amazing event, I have to say. And talking of events, you guys certainly do get around, don't you? Because you went to the very first, in the nicest possible way, you guys went to the very first TwitchCon EU in Berlin.
Yeah.
We're going to find out about that in just a minute, but we actually sent our Rage darling, who went over to catch up with some of the Twitch partners.
TwitchCon is a place where you go to network, meet people that you would always talk to online. You get to see all your favorite speedrunners and just see them play live. It's always a great time.
It's been great. I've been meeting a lot of streamers, specifically my speedrunning friends, and it's been lovely so far.
The partner party was like my favorite thing. As a partner, you're able to get the backpack with a partner logo and a name.
I love that they have brought it to Europe and they're giving recognition to the European community. We had a community meetup in the meeting area with my team, Bayliun, and we met everybody in real life.
We're nerds. We love actually just sitting down playing games. Doesn't matter who you are, we're just gonna sit down, chat it up. It's like, you wanna play this? Okay, sure, we'll just go do that. Instead of focusing on the vendors here, we actually see each other. We are here as almost a family.
It's very cozy, a lot more relaxed, a nice atmosphere, whereas a lot of the American TwitchCons are very hectic, a lot more people. I think it's the perfect kind of trial for a TwitchCon in EU, and then next year they're going to hit the ground running. It's good, they did well. I got to meet a lot of people in my community, a lot of Dead by Daylight fans. It went fantastic, and I've been walking around with a big smile on my face all day.
I met loads of nice people, including one of my favorite streamers. If you come here, you will have a great time. That's all I can say.
In one word.
Incredible.
Purple.
Exciting.
Chaos.
Amazing.
Exhilarating.
If you've been then to other TwitchCons, obviously over in America, how did it compare then? Was it the same sort of vibe? Was it on a smaller scale?
It was definitely on a smaller scale. It was kind of the same vibe. There was a lot more, I felt like more games at this one, like games and sort of like peripheral providers, you know, companies and things, because I don't know, maybe they just wanted to angle it a bit differently. It has like a LAN area and stuff like that. Cool. So, and it felt a bit more consumer targeted, whereas the other TwitchCon is a bit more sort of, I feel like it's a bit more sort of affiliate and partner targeted as well.
Okay.
Like you've got meet and greets and stuff, but obviously there's always like presentations and things like how to get bigger on Twitch and how to, you know, to financially be successful. So there's a lot of stuff for that, which is more obviously for streamers.
Yeah, but did that the one have David Hasselhoff?
No, yeah, this one.
David Hasselhoff was there.
He was there.
Yeah.
He did a panel.
No
I didn't
way.
get in. It was so full up, and they shut the door.
What was the highlight of the event for you?
For me, it was probably the Sea of Thieves booth. It was really huge. I mean, I spent most of my time at the Bethesda booth just because I knew everyone there, but the Sea of Thieves booth was just huge, and they really went out. You could get like spray tattoos there, and they had the actual developers working the stand, so you could talk to them about the game and learn a lot more about it. They had the big statues. I actually got to play the arena, which is out now. You can actually play it, and that was super fun.
What's next for you then? Where can we see you?
I think the next event is going to be Twitch London, which was actually an amazing event that was built up by 2 streamers that were, I think they're Fremily, that's their Twitch name, isn't it? Yeah, Fremily. And they built it
Clearly
together.
she doesn't know them.
Well, I've not actually had a chance to talk to them. Hopefully at this time I will.
Yeah, that's right,
At this time I will. But they built this event up, and at first it was sort of like just a party, but now it's having huge sponsors come on and like meeting all these amazing people. But it's just a big relaxing event, unlike all these other ones where you walk around. Twitch London is very much everybody just get together and have a party, have a few drinks, network, make new friends. It's really awesome. And
dancing competitions.
Dancing competitions, yeah, lots of dancing. And then there's Insomnia, which is August, and EGX, which is September. But they're a bit later on. Twitch London first.
Well, now it's that time in the show you've all been waiting for. It's the next level challenge where we put our studio guests, these 2, to the test in search of the series champion. The next level challenge consists of a series of games, old and new, but to make it interesting, we've thrown some curveballs in along the way. So first up in the challenge is Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Set in Nuketown, you must get as many kills as you can in 5 minutes. Then it's on to the VR favourite Beat Saber, but with a custom level and music track created. Third in the challenge is the nostalgic retro Windows PC classic Space Cadet Pinball. And yes, we've made some amends to the standard setup. We've created control panels and moved them just out of reach. Last but not least, we're going ultra high tech with our racing simulator. This is using the latest next level GT Track Simulator cockpit, plus Motion Platform V3 and a Vive Pro VR headset for the ultimate in realism. The challengers will need to lap the course as fast as possible in our Nissan GTR after just 10 minutes practice. The top of the leaderboard at the end of the season will take home the Next Level Challenge Cup.
This is not going to go well. I hope you know this. Ah! You fart! I want my grenade launcher back. Excuse me, die, thank you. Hey, don't scramble my vision. How would you like your eggs in the morning? Not scrambled.
Hostile hacker down.
No!
Ready to bring smoke.
Right. Nuketown. The Savits. Right, no mercy. It's that first blood, mate. The noises of the alarms going off are freaking me out. Oh, no scoped immediately. I'm not going to say I did better in the practice run, but that may have been true up to this point. There's too many people. Too much pressure. There's a lot on the line here, you know. Take this scan competition seriously. Oh, hello. What's this? Am I getting points? That's all right, isn't it? I can't even. This is. I can literally see through walls like Superman, and I'm still unable to kill people. Oh, fudge. Final assault! Play of the game. Come on, ball. Play fair. Be nice to me.
You bottom. Oh.
It's not my fault. I'm so on edge. This is so stressful. My knees hurt.
That wasn't so terrible. That was not so terrible. Oh!
Oh! Ow!
That was very heavy-handed.
Oh.
Oh my god! Every time I do the red at the top. This is not gonna, no. I've bonked it already and I, no.
No.
How can I do drastically so much bad, more work? I've forgotten how to England.
Oh, come on.
Oh, this blooming corner. I'm just gonna go, no, I'm not. I didn't do that corner once, that's fine. That one I knew I was gonna mess up. This is what happened in my driving test. I got so nervous that my legs wouldn't work.
So guys, I have just had delivered to me, I haven't seen them yet, in a locked box. The scores are right here. How do you think you did?
If I did as badly as how tired I feel after all of that, then I won't be surprised.
It was pretty exhausting, wasn't it? Then?
Yes, it was exhausting.
Paces.
It was lots of moving.
So much low down,
Pinball was
lower
a lot.
body activity. Lots of lower body activity. Some lots of leg extensions.
Yeah.
Lots of hip,
Squatting.
hip
Didn't we
flexing.
send you to the gym?
Pretty much.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I was down
Even
low
the
for that
racing,
thing.
it was like
pulling you about all over the place.
Well, which was your favourite part?
I love the Beat Saber. I need to get on the
Beat Saber is awesome.
VR's now my new thing. I'll become a VR
Was it your
streamer.
first time, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I loved it.
I can't believe that. You loved
Jedi.
it.
It was amazing.
And you also don't drive, and one of the
No,
games
yeah.
was Racing Simulator. So how was that? Did that affect
Easy.
your ability?
Anyone could drive. It's like riding a bike.
Well, yeah, I suppose when there's no other actual real vehicles.
No,
it does
I
help
kept
a
spinning
little.
out on one corner, which I'm sure you just see. Zero commentary for me during that. I was just so focused. And I was attacking it. I was like, you know.
And then I was
In
just
the game.
screaming. I was not focusing. I was trying to think if it was Mario or Luigi. Oh, I did fly at one point. Oh my jeez. Well, I would have been dead. Thank goodness this is VR.
So shall we take a look at the score? So the first game that you played, Call of Duty Nuketown map, you got 5 minutes to score as many kills as possible. Let's see how that went. kayPOW, you got 27 kills.
That's quite impressive.
That is quite impressive. It gives you a total of 27 points. Bayliun get more
Do you not?
or
No, I
less?
kept dying. I did better in the practice.
Do you want to know?
Yeah, obviously I know, but I got less.
Bayliun actually got 31 points.
See?
Just pipped. So that gives you a total of 31
Okay, there we go.
Of
I'm glad it
course.
was a
So-
Call of Duty format.
First game goes to Bayliun. But it's all still to play for, kayPOW. Do not lose faith. You can feel the tension right here. So let's move on. Second game was Space Cadet Pinball. So let's go on to the scores. We had another whitewash on the scores here, like we did in the last episode between Morph and Rage. First up, kayPOW. You got 553,250, which gives you 26 points. We rounded that up as it was just over 550,000.
I don't think I did very well at all.
I got a little bit distracted on the third ball. Ball number 3. My dog had 3 balls. We had to go back to the vets to get the third one removed. They didn't take it. There was a shiny light in the corner.
I don't feel like I got more than 500,000. I saw that. I
Oh.
think that's what I saw, 500,000.
Well, that was a flex in that case.
Well, let's see. Do you want to know? Let's reveal.
Don't.
Bayliun, you actually got 989,500, giving you 50 points.
Pro tap.
I'm just
Again,
going to
we've
get beaten
rounded
in every
that
single
up.
one.
No, there's still more to play for. Please remain positive. Let's keep that enthusiasm.
Oh, I'm positive. I just know I'm terrible.
That energy. It's a
This
good
is the
job.
truth.
Probably should be streaming games for everyone.
People don't come for the
They
gameplay.
don't. Nobody comes to the gameplay.
It's the
No, I
entertainment
Ever. Not for me either.
and the energy. Please keep the energy
Oh.
up. It's all to play for. Okay, so next up was Beat Saber VR, which we know you both loved. It's a favourite of mine. So let's take a look at the scores. You were both very animated, I have to say, during Beat Saber. It kind of comes with the territory, you can't help it. kayPOW, you got 46,081, giving you 25 points. can Bayliun make it a hat trick? Well, you actually got 40,750, giving you 20 points. So kayPOW, that is to you.
At least I won on the one game that I've actually played.
It's all to play for.
I'm not trying to play for points, I'm trying to have a good time.
Exactly. We're just here for the fun, aren't we? On to the fourth and final game, and this is the biggie. It's 2-1 to Bayliun. Can you bring it back, kayPOW? How are you feeling at this stage?
I feel so none.
Okay, this is the one that you perhaps didn't feel all that
No, this is the one where I ended up just going, whee! Because I was like, I'm lost anyway, let's have a good time. That would have been a ripperoni pepperoni baloney. Oh my god.
So fourth and final game, the one that will decide this episode's winner, was Assetto Corsa Nissan GTR at Laguna Seca. Everyone second under 2 minutes 20 gained you 1 point. You're not looking very confident. In the end, the scores were super close though. They were super close. Both of you were in the low 1 minute 40s, so there's not a lot in it. High five it out, guys. One of you just edged it though. Let's find out who. kayPOW, you got 1 minute 43 seconds, so that got you 37 points. We are looking confused.
I think I did 44, but I don't have my glasses on.
But you don't know. He didn't have his glasses, so it could have said anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put you out of your misery. You actually got 1 minute 41 seconds. So, final scores on the doors. I'm sure you've been tossing it up as you go on. And it's Bayliun that takes the win for this show.
You jolly good show.
I love it. Good sportsmanship there.
Talk to me.
I should have put bets against myself. I would have been rich.
Don't lose that enthusiasm.
Because then you would just lose on purpose. That's how that.
Do you want to know where this puts you on the overall leaderboard? We're obviously on episode 2. That means we've had 4 players take part. Let's take a look where that leaves you. Top place, still hanging on in there with his Tash. It's Morph with 146
Screw you,
points.
Morph, if you're watching.
You're not happy. Bayliun, you weren't too far behind with 140.
Morph cheated as well, so technically.
Now that's very controversial. We cannot be saying that out loud without proof. Don't be a sore loser.
I'm taking this home.
Rage slips down to 3rd place with 139 points. And kayPOW, let's say 4th place you are right now. 4th place there with 100.
My lucky number, am I right?
Very good.
I like number 4.
I love it. We're always finding the positive. Most important bit though was, did you both enjoy it?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Definitely.
Beat Saber especially.
Excellently.
You've had a great time. We've had a great time having you here as well. Thank you so much for coming in and telling us a bit more about your careers and also chatting about upcoming games. I really enjoyed it and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. That's all for this month's show. We hope to see you here next time for the next level. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Next Level. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a thing from Scan Pro Gaming.